In today's video, I am going to teach you how to create a flowchart. A flowchart is a simple way to show steps in a process, where decisions lead to different outcomes, and how everything connects from start to finish. If you're following along in a program like Microsoft PowerPoint, you will be using the ribbon at the top to insert shapes. Then you will connect them with arrows, so the flow is easy to understand. To begin, click the Insert tab on the top ribbon menu. This tab is where you can find tools for adding elements to your slide or document. Once you click it, look across the ribbon for an area called Illustrations. The next part is important because the flowchart shapes are grouped under that Illustrations section, so you want to make sure you are in the right place before you choose anything. Now click Shapes inside the Illustrations group area. After you select Shapes, a menu will appear with many different shape options. You are not choosing just any shape here. You are looking for the flowchart section, which makes the process faster because it includes the typical boxes and connectors used in flow diagrams. Take a moment to scan the list and locate the flowchart section header. Next, select the rectangle shape under the flowchart section header. This rectangle will act as your first process step box. If you see multiple rectangle styles, pick the one that clearly belongs to the flowchart options. The goal is to use consistent shape types, because that helps your flowchart look organized and professional. Once you have selected the rectangle shape, click and drag on your sheet to draw your first process step box. While you drag, watch the box resize in real time so you can choose a comfortable size for your text. A good approach is to draw it large enough to fit a short label without crowding, but not so large that it dominates the page. When you release the mouse button, the box will be placed, and you will see it ready for text. After your first box is on the page, double-click inside the drawn shape to type your process text label. This is where you describe what that step does. Keep your wording clear and direct, such as gather requirements or review draft, depending on your process. Double-clicking ensures the cursor appears in the box, and you can start typing immediately. Now that your first process step has a label, the next thing is to show the connection between steps. Click Shapes again and choose an arrow line to connect your steps. This is the part that turns separate boxes into a real flowchart. When you select an arrow connector, you will usually see several arrow styles. Pick the arrow line option that fits your layout and helps indicate direction clearly. After choosing the arrow line, you will use it to connect your steps. Even though the instructions focus on selecting the arrow line, the main idea is that arrows show sequence and direction, so you should connect from the first box toward the next box. When you draw the arrow, align it so it starts at the edge of one shape and points toward the next. Taking a moment to align the arrow neatly makes your flowchart easier to read. At this point, you have completed the core actions: opening the Insert tab, choosing flowchart shapes, drawing a rectangle for a process step, labeling it by typing inside the box, and selecting an arrow connector to link steps. As you continue, you can repeat the same process for additional boxes and connect them with arrows, building a complete flow from start to finish. And that covers everything you need to know. And that is all there is to it.